Over the past few days, something unusual began appearing on naval tracking maps in the Mediterranean Sea. A powerful American naval formation, led by a massive aircraft carrier, has suddenly moved into the region. Alongside it are guided missile destroyers, advanced surveillance aircraft, and submarines operating quietly beneath the surface. For military analysts, movements like this are never random. When the United States Navy concentrates this much power in one location, it usually means something important is happening behind the scenes. But what makes this deployment even more interesting is the location. The Mediterranean Sea sits at the crossroads of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. It is one of the most strategically important regions on the planet. So whenever a major military power begins positioning forces here, the world starts paying attention. The real question now is simple. Why is the United States moving such powerful naval forces into the Mediterranean right now? And why are several countries across the Middle East watching these movements very closely? To understand why this deployment matters, we first need to understand the strategic importance of the Mediterranean Sea. For thousands of years, this region has connected 3 continents. Trade routes linking Europe, Asia, and Africa all intersect here. Energy shipments traveling from the Middle East toward Europe frequently pass through these waters. Because of this, whoever controls or influences this region holds a significant advantage in global trade and military strategy. This is why major powers have always maintained a presence here. During the Cold War, the Mediterranean became one of the most closely monitored naval regions in the world. Both the United States and the Soviet Union regularly deployed fleets here, watching each other carefully. Even today, the region remains strategically sensitive. Conflicts in the Middle East, political instability in North Africa, and security concerns across Europe all converge in the Mediterranean. And that is exactly why the United States Navy has maintained a strong presence here for decades. But the backbone of that presence is not just individual ships. It is something far more powerful, an aircraft carrier strike group. When most people hear the term aircraft carrier, they imagine a large ship carrying fighter jets. But in reality, an American carrier strike group is one of the most powerful military formations ever created. At the center of this formation is the aircraft carrier itself, essentially a floating airbase capable of launching dozens of aircraft from anywhere in the ocean. Modern U.S. carriers can carry more than 60 aircraft, including advanced fighter jets, surveillance aircraft, and electronic warfare systems. These aircraft can perform multiple missions. They can patrol the skies, monitor enemy movements, conduct reconnaissance missions, or strike targets hundreds of kilometers away. But the carrier itself is only part of the story. Surrounding it is an entire fleet designed to protect and support it. Guided missile destroyers accompany the carrier, equipped with powerful radar systems capable of detecting aircraft and missiles from extremely long distances. Cruisers often operate alongside them, providing additional missile defense and long-range strike capability. And beneath the ocean surface, nuclear-powered submarines silently patrol alongside the fleet. These submarines are among the most advanced stealth weapons ever developed. Together, all these elements form a military force capable of influencing events across an entire region. And that is why when a carrier strike group enters strategically sensitive waters like the Mediterranean, analysts around the world immediately take notice. Naval deployments happen regularly. The United States Navy operates across multiple oceans and rotates carrier strike groups around the world. But sometimes a deployment stands out because of its timing and scale, and this appears to be one of those moments. Military observers have noticed that several American naval assets are moving toward the Mediterranean region around the same time. This concentration of naval power is unusual, because even a single carrier strike group represents enormous military capability. But when multiple naval formations operate in the same area, the level of power available there increases dramatically. Deployments like this often serve several strategic purposes. First, they act as deterrents. By demonstrating overwhelming military capability, the United States can discourage potential adversaries from taking aggressive actions. Second, they provide rapid response capability. If a crisis develops anywhere in the region, carrier-based aircraft can respond within hours. This flexibility is one of the main reasons aircraft carriers remain central to American military strategy. But there is also a political message behind deployments like this. Carrier movement sends signals not only to adversaries but also to allies. For countries that depend on U.S. security guarantees, the presence of American naval forces provides reassurance. It shows that the United States remains capable of responding quickly to regional threats. Among the countries paying close attention to these developments is Iran. For decades, relations between the United States and Iran have been shaped by tension and strategic rivalry. Iran has attempted to expand its influence across parts of the Middle East through regional alliances and partnerships. At the same time, the United States has worked to maintain a balance of power and support its allies across the region. Naval power plays a major role in this strategic equation. Aircraft carriers allow the United States to project military power without relying on permanent bases in foreign countries. This means American forces can operate in international waters while still maintaining the ability to influence events across a wide region. Carrier-based aircraft can conduct surveillance missions, patrol the skies, and respond quickly if tensions escalate. For countries like Iran, this capability represents a significant strategic challenge, because naval forces positioned nearby can reach key areas of the Middle East within hours. However, deployments like this do not necessarily signal an immediate conflict. In many cases, they are intended to prevent conflict through deterrence. By maintaining visible and capable forces in strategic regions, the United States attempts to discourage escalation before it begins. This approach is often described by military strategists as maintaining stability through strength. Beyond the immediate regional implications, this deployment highlights a broader reality about global geopolitics. Control of the seas remains one of the most important elements of international power. The United States Navy operates across multiple oceans, maintaining the ability to move forces rapidly from one region to another. This global reach allows the United States to respond quickly to emerging crises and maintain stability in key waterways. The Mediterranean is one of those waterways. From this location, naval forces can monitor developments across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East at the same time. Very few countries possess the naval capability to operate at this scale, which is why deployments like this attract attention far beyond the region itself, because they represent more than just movements of ships. They represent demonstrations of strategic reach. For now, the movement of American naval forces into the Mediterranean appears to be a strategic deployment rather than preparation for immediate conflict. But it serves as a reminder of how important naval power remains in the modern world. Aircraft carriers, submarines, and advanced warships allow countries to influence events far beyond their own borders. And when the United States Navy concentrates this level of power in a region as strategically important as the Mediterranean, analysts around the world inevitably start asking the same question. What happens next? Because in geopolitics, movements like these rarely happen without a reason, and sometimes the real story only becomes clear after the ships have already arrived. If you found this breakdown useful and want to stay updated on global military developments like this, you can subscribe the channel for more in-depth analysis. Thanks for watching.